5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Hey guys, welcome to this special, one-off special Shenmue stream. Hopefully not the only one we do with the guys we managed to get to join us tonight. I'm Ibs, your community manager for Sega Europe, and I'm joined by some of the biggest Shenmue fans you'll find on this planet. I'll start the introductions. To the right of me, he needs none of these guys need introductions really, but it's Adam Koralik. I will say it, Adam, the biggest Shenmue YouTuber I have ever met. Like, no one on YouTube.
That is the best way to tell me to lose weight ever. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh my god, that's not what I meant. Oh, should we start again? No, I'm joking. And then to the right as well, again, needs no introduction. If you're in the Shenmue community, you'll know this gentleman, James Rayner. I've almost forgot his name. James Rayner, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
One of the funniest people I have ever met in my life, who I had the pleasure of working with at Sega and QA back in the day. He made me learn the ropes. Me being in this industry is totally thanks to this guy. I cannot thank him enough. He is comedian Imran Yusuf. Welcome, Imran.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, especially since I've known Ibrahim when he used to work at Computer Exchange.
Oh, no, we didn't have to mention that. Bringing up the past again. And Mr. Shenmue Dojo himself, Pete, welcome.
Hello, thanks guys. Thanks very much for having me.
This is like an amazing feat that we've got people from all over the world able to join in one place right now while in lockdown to talk and play Shenmue at the same time. And the other reason we're doing this stream is to celebrate. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that the game is 75% off on Steam during the Steam Summer Sale, which is an amazing discount for 2 games. You get them for up to 75% off. The reason we say up to 75% off is because it depends on the region you're in. It will be a different percentage by 1% or 2%, depending whether you're in America, or Europe, or Guatemala, or Guam, where Adam spends most of his Christmases.
Guam is the best.
Yes. So just before we start playing the game, I want to talk about some of you guys and what you do. Adam, tell the guys who don't know who you are what you do.
Okay, hey, what's up? I am a YouTuber. I've been doing this for like 11 years, so I'm a dinosaur on this platform. Well, not this platform, but I do a lot with retro video games, and I love Sega. I'm not just saying that because they're here, but, you know, even when they're not around, that's all I do is complain or talk about how great Sega is, and if you don't know that, you should know that. But yeah, I do a lot of videos about stuff, and it's been a journey, and it's awesome to get to work with you guys directly because you're basically like my childhood inspiration, and all of a sudden, oh, they're my friends now. This is the best.
That's one thing I have to say about the Shenmue community. I've been a community manager for years now, and the one franchise that I've worked on that I've never seen so many people come close together is Shenmue. That community is amazing. So passionate. Speaking of passionate, James has so back in 2018, we actually flew Imran and Adam to Japan to announce to the world that Shenmue 1 and 2 was coming. And while over in America, when we made that announcement, somebody made a very emotional reaction video, which has to be shared at some point during the stream. That was James. Again, the passion. I almost cried watching that video myself. It was really beautiful. So yeah, explain what you do as well for how you're involved in the Shenmue community.
Sure. Hi, I'm James. I've been a fan since like day one that Shenmue 1 came out in North America, and I grew up playing it. It was a very big inspiration for many parts of my life, and eventually one day I just decided I wanted to make YouTube videos about it. And yeah, I've been in all the communities since I think I joined Shenmue Dojo in like 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. And been around since. So yeah, it's been cool.
And Imran, I'll let you talk now. This is your moment to talk.
Right.
What do you do, Imran?
I am also a Sega alumni. Worked at Sega many moons ago with Ibrahim, where we were PlayStation 2 TRC testers on Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Riders, and Yakuza, which we got through submission first time. And started playing Shenmue when I was about 21 years old, fell in love with the game, and here I am back in a Sega shirt talking about the game. There could be anything more perfect. I've left the games industry since, and you can now find me on the internet trying to be funny.
Trying, and you haven't left the industry. You're part of the family. You always will be.
Bless,
And
thank
I'm
you.
just upset that you forgot Outrun 2 from that list of games we tested. I'm really
Oh my
upset
god,
about that.
Outrun 2. How can I
With the
forget
game-breaking bug that was found after submission. That's why you didn't mention it, because it didn't pass first time.
It wasn't on my watch. Somebody else's fault.
You know, you just fulfilled a dream. I got a message from a guy today saying, "Hey, if you're going to be talking to Sega, have them make an Outrun 2." So it already exists. Yay!
It does exist, yeah.
Job done.
And Peter, you know,
Hello.
just anyone who doesn't know who you are, explain what you do and what Shenmue Dojo is.
Sure. Hi. My name is Peter. I'm the current owner of one of the Shenmue fan sites, ShenmueDojo.com. It's part of one of many fan sites which all come together to make up the Shenmue community, with various communities scattered across the internet, from websites, mostly social media accounts as well, like 500k, Shenmue Forever, Shenmue Master, things like that. And we all just basically try and work together as best as we can to push Shenmue on a daily basis, essentially. In terms of the Shenmue Dojo itself, it has an old school type forum where people can post and discuss everything and anything Shenmue. But we also have our social media outlets, which we try and just push Shenmue content on a daily basis, just to try and keep it relevant, try and keep it in the picture and fresh in people's minds. Because even though we just got Shenmue 3, this story is not done. We've still got a way to go. So we're going to keep on working on that. And with so many great fans out there, it's great to just be a voice for them, an outlet for them. They all come together and keep on moving Shenmue forward.
That's amazing, and especially with the with the Kickstarter that happened when Shenmue 3 was announced. You guys, was it Shenmue Day, the 3rd of every month, where you just started a campaign?
Now I moved to the 4th, so it's going to be tomorrow.
Ah,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are...
the 3rd. Yeah. to
Right,
get
now
Shenmue 3.
now you're campaigning for Shenmue 4. Okay.
Hey, we're very dedicated.
Yeah, and Star Wars fans really took umbrage to that, because they were like, hang on a second, you can't do that on May the 4th. That's
4th
our
is
day.
our day.
Go
Yeah.
get your own day, all right?
I also, Adam, if I'm not mistaken, we have a special guest joining us very
Our
shortly.
special guest is having technical issues. I might just call our special guest at some point and put him up to the mic.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah.
It's someone very, very special related to Shenmue. We're not going to say who just yet, but hopefully he gets his technical issues fixed. So,
You know, I just realized we look like a really lame version of like Sega-themed Power Rangers. They all lined up.
I was saving this for later, but so you notice that Adam and James are wearing the Sega T-shirt from E3 2018 or 19 was
It was
it?
last year.
Last
2019.
year. So I'm also wearing it as well.
Like I said, we're like a really lame team.
It was totally not planned by
Yeah,
I was
I was
hiding it. I was like, oh no, James is wearing it, and I didn't realize Adam was going to wear it as well. So
Yeah. I was
It's a
originally.
good shirt.
It really is. It's comfy. I was
It's
it's
a
very
shirt with
comfy.
Any shirt with an SG-1000 on it gets bonus points.
Yeah, but there is another console that no one heard of. It's like a PC or something, right?
The Terra Drive.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was only
Do
released in
one of
Europe.
you want to model that Terra Drive on your chest?
Let's see if I can find it down here. It's
It's right here.
is it the top?
It's like that.
Yeah.
This is like that scene. It's like that scene from Lethal Weapon 3 where they're comparing bullet wounds.
Right. So that is the Sega Terra Drive. It was a basically a PC with a Genesis or Mega Drive inside of it. Only released in Europe. I think actually just the UK specifically.
Ah. Okay.
So, okay, yeah, we're done on the t-shirts, guys, but let me just clear this up. Am I the only one properly representing here?
Yes.
Come on.
Do you know what?
I mean,
Just for saying that.
I had a t-shirt on earlier, and I
No. Just for saying that, you're gonna have to model that T-shirt now. You got to stand up and show everyone in its full glory what that T-shirt is, Pete.
Oh my God, it's very simple.
There we-
Real. That actually looks weird. That actually makes me look
Headless
weird.
Rio.
The way you had it folded just now, it's like it starts at right where his neck is, so it looks
Yeah,
like your
yeah.
head is on Rio's
Right,
body.
funny.
I was
right.
wearing a Shenmue 3 shirt before, but it's really hot in here, so I changed to something a little lighter colored.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried you're gonna change it again 5 minutes into the stream, but.
I'll forget to shut my camera off.
Right, I believe Peter, you have control of the game. I will.
I have the power.
You do have the power. Let me bring up the game full screen so you can see it. Right, so we're gonna
Okay.
start a new game, right?
Yeah, we'll start a new game, and just before we get on with it, are you guys? What's the plan? Do you want to watch it in silence, or everybody's seen it that many times? We're okay to talk over it.
I
Just
think it's
to
okay to
clarify.
talk over it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here to make commentary, yo.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Get those
That's
lore
Faithful
drops.
Day in Yokosuka. Here we go.
Yakoska. And we're all silent.
It's because it's breathtaking. It's that moment, you know. Of,
Yeah, I bet
suspense.
something happened inside. See, I'm suspicious because of the wood. That's what that did.
Have you also noticed that the width of the car is about the same width as really the size of all the roads, yet almost no one saw it?
Dude, all right, in the real Yokosuka, there is no way that anybody's driving up there. That's not happening. Like, the black car that day was never going to go that fast. You could have walked and caught it.
There was something I wanted to bring up, actually, not in any way, shape, or form, but Ibrahim, the way you were saying that Shenmue is 75% off at the moment. Shenmue,
yes,
and Shenmue
1 and
3D.
2 for both of them.
I
Yeah.
actually made a purchase in the past hour, which I didn't think I would do, because it's not only Shenmue that is 75% off, where you can play as Ryo Hazuki. I actually near freaked out when I seen this. As much as I've seen it over the years, I've never actually bought this game. And whilst I was doing a quick search to see what the offer was, I actually came across another game. And Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed is
Which
actually
has
also
Ryo Hazuki as
75%
playable
off.
character with the
Which has
forklift.
2
Yeah.
DLCs, including the Ryo Hazuki one. I bought that an hour before we went live.
Oh, nice.
To be fair, that's only the PC version.
Yeah, only the PC version, yes. And I actually had to have a game. I had to have a game of it. Just driving around in the Outrun cabinet, and I was so close to sending a message saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry, something's come up tonight. Just gonna have to sit in and play this," because I was actually I didn't even get to unlocking the other vehicles. But at what was it, £3.50 or something like that?
It's
I was like,
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I was like,
cheap
buying
as chips. Yeah.
I should have actually just use that as a quiz question, actually, shouldn't I? Which other game on Steam can you buy that has?
Well,
Ryo
no,
Hazuki?
Adam. I learned from Adam that Rio was in an American football game as well.
Yes.
Oh, NFL, yeah.
He's in a lot of random stuff. That's by far the most obscure one. Is NFL 2K4.
Is he on all the console versions?
Yeah, there's only 2 console versions, PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah.
Right.
But the answer to that is yes.
Fun little lore drop. If I remember correctly, the day that Ewell dies is the same day as Rio's birthday.
It is.
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah, why'd you guys do that?
Hey, Shenmue, what a game.
I know, right?
Hashtag Ask You Suzuki.
You know, I always wondered what Rio was running home for, because I'm assuming that he didn't see the car by then, maybe? Because I feel like Londi would have been there for a while, and he probably didn't see the car drive past.
You're overthinking it. He had to use the bathroom.
I was literally about to say that. Yeah, he was running home and he needed to go for a wee.
Yeah.
Just as we watched Londi kick Ewell's ass, I think it's just the natural streamer thing in me. I just want to say hello to everybody in chat right now as well. I see a lot of names in there here I just recognize from the Shenmue community, and just like to say,
Welcome,
Hi.
guys. Welcome.
What up?
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining a bunch of nerds do nerd stuff.
read nerds.
Do you think it takes like social confidence to walk around in what Londi's wearing?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, nobody's got the bravery to pull that off anywhere in the world, to be honest.
Yeah, you walk down the street in that. I mean, even in like Yokosuka, people are gonna look at you like, "Okay, Gaijin, there's something wrong with you."
He must have superhuman strength. I think, you know, it's quite scary that nowhere else in the game can anyone do this.
Oh, I'm betting that Yu Suzuki was leading up to like a Kryptonian Superman crossover event. And,
Oh wait, I think we've lost someone. Hang on, we've lost James, I believe.
Yeah, James likes to do that.
Oh no, he's there.
Oh, Corey.
Oh, Corey's here. Hello, Corey. Welcome.
Yes.
The man himself, the voice of
Yeah,
Ryo.
I made it. My phone was acting up. I guess I had an update, so I had to like re-sign in and everything. So here I am.
So this is an amazing moment. Welcome, Corey Marshall. Corey is the voice of Rio, who you can hear in the background. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Adam told us you were going to come, but I didn't realize you were going to come on camera, and it's kind of messed up the entire stream layout. But we don't care. It's great to have you here. Welcome. It's such an honor to have you here on stream with us.
I'm just coming in like a wrecking ball. What can I say?
It's worth it. Worth it.
You're just lucky I'm wearing clothes right now.
Oh,
So
that's
Corey,
great.
right off the bat, can I ask how's those secret recordings going for Shenmue 4? All good?
Yeah.
Well, as you know, they are a big secret. I'm not supposed to be telling anybody, so we'll leave it at that.
Play it tight.
I see.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, you know, I didn't tell you about the we're recording 5 and 6 also at the same time, just to save money. So you know, we're gonna keep them rolling.
Spin up
great.
shit in the back burner as well, yeah.
I actually like how this. So Shenmue Dojo is now half James, half Peter's.
It's
band.
amazing. Yeah.
I'm still me. Corey's now Imran, and Imran's now James.
Oh, I'm in the wrong
I'll-
window. Oh,
I'll
right.
I'll fix that. I'll fix it.
Hey, you're here?
I'll fix it. Bear with me.
Halfway.
I'm not the game too, you know.
Peter, by the way, I'm using this cup in honor of you. It's from Ireland.
Oh man, I have one of those cups. They are awesome. They're
Yeah.
too big. I need one of those for my coffee in the morning.
I need it for my coffee every few minutes.
Right, let me fix these cameras while we're.
instead, Ibrahim, can you superimpose our faces over the characters? That would be far more entertaining.
I'm gonna look at the chat.
Can
How
you
is
put
everybody
Corey
in
on
chat?
Rio's face?
Chat is electric, I have to say.
Oh, I know. I'm looking at it. I'm just thinking about responding to people if they got anything.
Yeah, it's just so.
I've been chatting up the chat.
I'd love to see Hazuki with a big old beard. That'd be awesome if we could do that.
All right, we'll tell you to get it done.
Another for Hazuki-sensei.
All right, I'm almost there. I'm almost back.
Round of applause for Ibrahim, just sorting this out on the fly like a pro.
I'm so used to this.
He's legit.
There we go. Right, and then we just need to fix. Oh, we don't need Shenmue Dojo here. He can stay out of it.
I'm playing the game, so
No, I'll bring you in. I'll bring you in.
Are we playing 1 and 2? What are we playing?
1.
Okay.
We don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played it.
yeah.
All right.
We'll keep story to a minimum, and then later on, possibly if somebody else wants to take the controls, we can like jump into Shenmue 2.
Okay, I have a request.
Okay.
Don't make me do anything, out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? Like, let's just let the police take care of things, all right? Go to school, study hard for your exams that are coming up. Definitely don't be looking for any, bikers or gangsters, and certainly not any sailors. We don't want to be looking for sailors today. And, maybe settle down with a nice girl, maybe somebody who can give warm hugs, somebody who looks cute in a skirt, just have a normal life, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
can get you a discount on flowers.
Basically, just let it go.
I wonder what Rio's Tinder account would look like.
it would be full of ladies. Tinder account would just be like wall-to-wall ladies, and he swipes left on all of them.
Yeah, until he finds one in a sailor suit, and then he's like, maybe.
I see.
I see.
Sexy sailor suit.
Hey, just give me a heads up. I don't have to
How
do
he, that's how he finds Londi. He keeps swiping till Londi shows
Yeah,
up.
I was about to say, maybe I should swipe again.
Well, that's the end of that conversation. Not gonna top that. Not gonna top that.
Please continue. You can carry on with the game, Pete.
No, I can't. I have lost control.
You have
there
it
we
now.
go.
You're back.
Okay.
Oh, 1 minute. You're gonna lose it again. Sorry.
While you're on the book there, one thing I wanted to point out that I always loved about Shenmue is the fact that it's filled with so many things that you don't have to do, but you can do anyway. Like calling the police, and Rio would be like, nah, the police aren't gonna help. I think it's also an achievement on the PC version.
Yeah, we're gonna have
It is.
to.
It was like, it's called like, did the obvious thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Shenmue checklist of things you have to do. The first one, of course, is photo reading in his underwear drawer. That's a given, you just need to see what secrets the guy
Such clean underwear.
Yeah, it's weird because he never uses any of it.
correct me if I'm wrong, but the textures for the clothing are actual photos, aren't they? In the original versions?
Looks like it.
They look it, yeah.
It's so photorealistic in certain ways.
I'm just thinking, do we have subtitles on this one?
They are on, yeah.
They are on, yeah. Okay. Is this the Kori audio or the Masaya Matsukaze audio?
I actually don't know, by the way, because whenever we're all talking, the audio for the game comes out of my headphones. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I'll check that out.
How about I dub it live?
Yeah, that'd be good. Why don't you just comment on it as it's going and just see what comes of that?
Let's see.
The other thing that also,
let's see if I can...
the other thing I also always loved about Shenmue, since you brought up the Kori or Matsukaze before, is that Shenmue is like a collection of so many legendary voice actors that were like with Sega. It's really interesting. One thing I always wanted to point out, the Japanese voice of Iwao Hazuki is Fujioka-san, who is also everybody's favorite mascot, Segata Sanshiro, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's all over the Sega news now for the 60th anniversary because his character has a son.
Your son.
Yep.
You should still be resting.
I'm fine, really.
So
I heard you, Corey.
We basically got two choices at the moment when playing the Shenmue, the original game. In terms of what we're streaming, do you guys want to just explore and chill out, or are we all pushing to get to,
I say you do a speed run.
No.
We can do that.
Just skip the.
Dude, even a speed run in this game would still take hours. It's fine.
I think Scotty Stuck's in chat. He had a speed run in the game, I think.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch the Shenmue 2 speedrun by Putty Putty? That one's
No.
nuts.
Yeah, Puri Puri is like, yeah.
How long did it take?
The record on the original game was around about 2 hours 58 because I tried to
Okay.
beat it. I think now because of the re-releases and the shorter loading times and stuff, they've got it down to 2.5, I think.
Peter, if I remember correctly, do you have the speedrun record for a 100% playthrough of the Notebook?
No, I think I'm maybe Digital Duck, I think.
So, we're having slight audio issues. I don't know if that's just Discord or if it's something else.
I think,
What can you hear? Can you hear something in the background?
Well, I basically am getting echoing. It sounds like somebody's listening to the stream and that's being picked up on their headset. Or their
I can see who it is from Discord. I'll put it in the chat.
How are you guys doing in the chat? Hope you're all well and enjoying your Friday evening, afternoon, morning.
Is everything okay? Don't worry, I'm fine. I want to ask you about that man. Oh, that man.
So, how long are you guys going to be streaming?
Man called Landi.
We're planning to do it for another maybe half an hour.
Commanded the mirror.
Alright.
Then they threw me out of the dojo.
So,
The black suits. Catch the names.
just enough time for me to go into my dojo,
Came out of nowhere.
practice a little martial arts, and
Thanks, Fuka-san.
Corey, do you have headphones?
If you remember anything,
oh, is it me that's echoing?
be sure
I
to
think
tell me.
so. I mean, you got
Just a
consent
moment.
to do it because it's
What
you.
gonna
But,
do?
Okay, just a second.
Son,
sure.
where are you going? You're not going after them. Please don't. Look what they did to Hazuki-sensei. They killed my father.
I always loved Fuka-san. He's such a kind-hearted
I will
individual.
have my
Yeah,
revenge.
the great Eric Kelso. We'll have to give a shout out to Eric. Anybody in the Shenmue community will have some sort of conversation with Eric at some point. And you just have to say that so many of those people that did the voice acting, such as Corey, or Eric, or Lisa, and then the new people that did the voice acting, all just so willing and open to speak to anybody on the internet, which is really awesome.
Yeah, even the people that worked on the game are very humble and always very nice to everyone. Like when me, Adam, and Norris and Corey and all them were in LA, it was like meeting with family. Like everybody there was so nice.
Oh.
Except me.
So run them down.
Oh, you're lovely, Adam. Don't say that.
Well, but I could be mean to James. It's fine.
Yeah, I gave him
When I
like.
first played this, it took me ages to get to this part because I went into every single house
I did the
to ask them
same.
about the black car before I could get this part, and it just I didn't realise you just needed to walk forward and meet her.
Another fun fact: Megumi and Ine-san are voiced by the same person, Teruyo Osada. Shout out to Teruyo Osada.
Is this your
Very, two very different voices.
One of the things everybody loves about Shenmue, the cat. Everybody loves the kitty.
Yeah, I was about to say, Corey, feel free to speak on this or not, but you told me once there was something significant about this cat. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but that is that story that has yet to be fulfilled, perhaps. So
that's fine. I guess what I'm suggesting is the cat is important, people. It's not just a random thing in the game.
Hold on.
Don't skip the cat.
Tease it. You must be able to tease something.
We just did. There's your tease.
Is it the spirit of Rio's mother or something? I mean, come on.
Well, let me put it this way. You know, of course we all know the story at the very beginning. We find out that the cat, has been orphaned the same day that Hazuki has. So, there's that automatic connection right then and there. Hazuki even mentions that. He was like, "Oh, we were orphaned on the same day." So, kind of take that into your brain and just let that kind of seed. And don't ignore the cat.
Never ignore cats in general. Yeah.
In the chat, Scottish Duck asks, "What is the cat's canonical name?" I believe Mimi names her Mimi.
Yeah.
Megumi names her Mimi, which is Japanese for ears, if I remember correctly. One other thing that's kind of interesting too, I think this is only mentioned in the strategy guide or maybe in the Shenmue Passport online stuff. Apparently, the mother that was ran over, the cat, by the black car is actually owned by the dude at the construction site, who is modeled after one of the developers from AM2, which was mentioned in one of the Shenmue 3 developer videos.
I think that's spot on. There was a little bit of backstory given to the cat. How I think the mother and the kitten actually, I think, were based in the Main Street, and because it was getting too dangerous, it was on that day that the mother took the cat all the way to get to Yamanose Shrine. Yeah. Or no, sorry, I think it was Sakuragoka Park that they wanted to live in, but the cat got ran over.
To be careful
on that day.
On that, by Landy.
You did say it.
Yeah, you ever catch yourself just quoting Shenmue in normal speech, like on day to day? I tend to say I see a lot for some reason.
Well, when I think of a good one, I'll let you know.
You promise?
There's people, Corey, who want to know if it's like weird to watch a stream with your voice so commonly coming out.
Is it weird to see my voice? People have asked me that before, and I think because I'm already the video audio, when I recorded it, I saw it myself, and then I get back and stuff. So, when I play the games myself, it's kind of like something I'm already familiar with. But it is kind of cool. Like, when you turn the game on for the first time in a while and you start to play it, it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's not weird. I don't think so. It's just kind of.
It still looks stunning. After all these years, it still looks amazing.
It really does. Shenmue is a game that always looks good, no matter what.
That Dreamcast was ahead of its time, clearly.
Yeah.
So.
On the day of the
but Corey, so basically you've had 20 years to get used to it.
In black suits?
Yeah, you can say that, but even when I first played it, it's kind of like I remember all of.
Yes, it was run over by a car. A kitten was crying nearby. I also saw little Megumi crying.
It's a novelty.
I see. Well,
that's cool.
I've got to go.
And I can just enjoy the game.
One of my favorite things about the game always has been the notebook. Games will usually give you a waypoint in this day and age now, where it just tells you need to go here. The beauty of Shenmue always will be that you just.
What was it? It was called FREE, Full Reactive Eyes Entertainment or something. It wasn't an RPG, right? So
yeah, it was Yu Suzuki's interpretation of an RPG.
Yeah.
He essentially invented the open world thing before there was any sort of roadmap for that concept. That's why you don't have waypoints. You just have to use strategy and think.
Yeah, I think a really good comparison with bringing up a non-Shenmue game, but like Morrowind and Oblivion, if you were to compare the differences between those, it's kind of like that, where Oblivion has a waypoint, but Morrowind tells you, like, go down this walkway and make a left at the stream. Shenmue is definitely much more in line with the earlier. And, it kind of gives, like, more of a living world, right? Like, for instance, when you have to help the old lady that we're talking to right now, you have to help her find the Yamamoto's house. Yeah. And it's like you have to actually either know where they live or look at all the nameplates. It's so cool.
There's no point in me pretending that, I wonder if it's this house or if it's that house. Any Shenmue fan worth their salt will know what house it is,
Yep. I will say the first time I played Shenmue, I was probably like 10 or 11 when it first came out. And I don't even want to say how long it took me to beat this part. It was so...
I did the same. I started at the far end and did every one.
Yeah.
All right, so you're doing the old lady mission, even though you really don't have to. It's not relevant to the story.
Yeah.
But what I've always found strange about the Shenmue games is they have this way of making you feel guilty for ignoring side characters. So, like, you're like, yeah, but that old lady needs my help. It's like, yeah, but she's pixels. Who cares? But, like, you do.
Yeah. I think Fang Mei is a great example in Shenmue 2 of that, where if you do ignore her, you don't gain that friendship that you could have in the game. Which is actually, I would say that's the hardest thing to do in any Shenmue game, is do the Fang Mei birthday scene.
Yeah, by far.
Oh, man. I think in all my playthroughs, like, I beat Shenmue 2 probably like 40 times. I've never organically got that. It was only when
I had to go out of my way. Same with duck racing. To organically get that is like impossible. You have to like accidentally find the right back alley after accidentally getting 3, feathers or 3 leaves that turn into a feather. It's like ridiculous. Oh, and then you have to fight a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, you've got duck racing. You're like, how did you get from point A to point B on that? Like,
so
like whoever figured that out was impressive.
Scottish duck ass is harder than duck racing. I would say duck racing is a little more, not easier, but it's a little more like organically possible, because when you have to catch the 3 leaves, you can see the clump of leaves. Whereas with Fang Mei, it's kind of out in the open of how you have to speak to her when she randomly talks to you, and the exact timing. Like, you have to do it before a certain day in the game to get it to happen.
Oh, I've got a question. I got a question for all of you. How many of you became capsule toys in Shenmue 3?
I did.
Negative.
No, Pete, why?
Yeah, I couldn't afford it at the time, sadly.
Oh wait, what was the stretch goal for being in a capsule toy?
It was. I
don't remember offhand. It was 5 years ago, but it wasn't cheap.
I know to get into Shenmue Shrine, I think it was 1,200.
Oh wow, okay. I thought the capsule toys was a low tier. I didn't know it was a higher one.
I want to say it was like $1,500 or something.
Oh.
I came across your capsule toy for the first time, and I was like, there he is.
Well,
and then you show up in the Niaowu Hotel twice in the book,
yes.
right?
All right, so that's hilarious because I got a ton of tweets about that. They're like, "Oh, because you're some big Shenmue fan, you're special. You get 2 of them." And I'm like, the guy's note behind me or just below me is also cloned. It's a bug in the game. They just repeated the page. It has nothing special.
I think the first one I got was it was actually really mind blowing to see people you knew, like, or you at least had information. I mean, the very first one I got was Andrew from the M2 podcast, and I in a good way, I still felt really weird. It's like, whoa, okay.
Right now too. Hi, Andrew.
Headed towards the shopping district.
But going back to duck racing for a bit, I'm trying to think of the sequence of things you have to do to unlock that. It's like, first, you have to collect the 3 feathers, or 3 leaves. Then it's, okay, now duck feathers are going to fall from a tree. You have to get those. Then you have to accidentally stumble across a magic coin that's hidden behind a bunch of walls that you have no reason to go check out. Then you have to know to take the magic coin to the arcade, which leads you upstairs to a person you have to have met before, who you can fight only if you met her. And then you have to beat her and then fight someone else. And then after that, you're allowed to race ducks. It's like following the plot for Rise of Skywalker. It's ridiculous, but it's awesome.
You have to meet. So if you go to that area by the Come Over Guest House before you meet Eileen and Izumi, it's boarded off. So it's only when you meet Eileen and Izumi that you can then go back there to get the coins as well.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make a bet right now. I bet you Eileen is actually important to the story. There's just something about her that's so weird. I don't get it. Like, just the way she speaks and the way she, like, you just randomly fight her seems a little more important than just a weird NPC you run into.
I see.
You ever think about that? Like, there's just like these things in Shenmue that could be interesting in that regard.
There's
like,
a lot of Shenmue that's interesting because you don't. Yu Suzuki's got like a weird sense of humor because you never know if he's putting something in there for a joke or he's like trying to make a point.
Yeah.
So like for example, who is the guy in this game whose brother is in Shenmue 2? Right. So his brother is randomly in the same building that was in Shenmue 2, like right at the beginning, the Yantin apartments. If you go all the way to the top of it, all the way to the 5th floor, which the player would have no reason to ever do, he's just randomly hanging down at the end of the hallway. And if you talk to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, my brother lives in Debuita. What up?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Is this significant or is this just a weird reference? Like, what is this?"
I think meeting him is an achievement in the re-release as well.
Yeah. And props to the achievements because they at least tell you like, "Hey, there's some other stuff you might want to look for."
Yeah.
Because in the original versions, you would have no idea, which is debatably good or bad.
Yeah.
So we basically made it down to the main street of Debuita. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the thing that everybody does when they're playing Shenmue. You ignore the fact that your father's been murdered and you head straight for the arcade. Now, I'm going to play Hang On. I'm probably going to play a game of Hang On, and then I'm going to pass on the controller. So if anybody else wants to take it and have a play away, then I don't want the reputation of being a controller hog, okay?
You're not. I don't even have a controller.
Oh, he's gone to the Hang On machine.
Oh, Hang On.
That's it. The rest of the stream is Hang On.
Yeah.
I literally thought you were about to say, I'm going to do what everyone does and do the stair glitch and skip the distance.
Yeah, I was a little scared. I thought the same thing. I was like, maybe don't do that, dude.
I'm going to give it one try to try and get this 1 coin credit.
It's
been a while since I've played it, though.
One of our Sega colleagues, Marta, streamed Yakuza the other day, and she spent over an hour on Hang On. So it's quite addictive.
The crazy thing is that D3T stuck with the original Hang On. So basically, the Hang On version was changed from the Dreamcast version of Shenmue to the re-release, and the reason for that was because on the original game, the version that they used was the stand-up version of Hang On, but in this version, they actually used the genuine cabinet version, which is the one we're sitting on.
I just started playing the Yakuza games since you brought them up. My friend Laura, shout out So Real Games, she got me into Yakuza 0, and I was getting like serious Shenmue vibes from the arcade. I was like, yeah.
So who's going to get the high score today and Hang On?
It's going to be Peter, clearly.
It's more of a lottery, I'll tell you why, because there's a lag with playing the game.
Isn't it amazing that this version of Hang On has an expansion called Shenmue on it?
The
it's built in. It's not even DLC. You can just get it
on disc DLC.
Yeah.
The other thing I love about Shenmue is that the timing is great because Sega Saturn didn't exist in 1986.
Oh, that's right, and he's got one in his house as well, hasn't he? Yeah.
You know, I forget what. So somebody asked Yu Suzuki that on an AMA once, and he asked if there was something to do. Like, how do you explain that? Is there something to do with like is time travel going to be introduced? Like, what's the deal? And Yu Suzuki was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Let's go with that."
Yeah, it's just one of those Easter egg things. Also, the set. Well, I don't want to talk about Shenmue 3 too much because some people may not have played it yet. But the way you find the Saturn in Shenmue 3 was really funny.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be hanging out for just a couple more minutes. If there's anybody who had anything for me or anything like that before I go.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, everybody in the
Anyone
chat.
in the chat, if you've got any questions for Corey, please let us know. Get your questions in now.
He doesn't know where the sailors are. He does not know where the sailors are. He's been looking for them for 20 years.
Any sailor questions will be ignored.
Yeah.
It's going on my gravestone.
They want to know what you had for lunch.
What a waste of a question!
That was pointless. Why would you do that?
Haven't had lunch yet. It's happening. It's almost
Come on, guys. Any questions?
Someone's asked. Say, good.
Hold on. I'll take a drink of water here.
Oh, we missed the good.
Yeah, we just got the
We got the art.
Okay, hold on.
We lost it as
You
well.
heard that time?
No.
Oh, no! Okay, hold on. Ah, good!
There we go, that's it.
That'll work. Who is your favorite Shenmue character other than Ryo?
Let's see. Good question. You know, I think it's gotta be Ren, because first of all, he's that yin-yang character, you know what I mean? And, of course, I lovingly remember him played by Eric Kelso, who's the first one as well, so, you know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be Ren, just because, you know, especially, well, again, not giving away in Shenmue 3, but we really start to see this sort of brotherly love-hate between the two of them, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, that's kind of fun. I enjoy that. But, yeah, I think so. That's the first one that...
Good. We got another decent question here. How did you find out you were returning to Shenmue 3?
That's a good one.
Well, so, you know, probably a lot of people know that I found out about Shenmue at the same time that everyone else did during the announcement. And it was such a big secret that nobody knew about it. None of the voice actors, nobody else even tell it. Until it was brought at that event. And then, of course, immediately everybody started asking if I was coming back. And I told them I didn't know that I would love to come back. But I think it was maybe just a couple of weeks later that they ended up getting
Thanks.
a
I'll have
phone
one next time. Anyway,
and,
on that day, did anything unusual
back.
happen?
And yeah, I said I don't know.
I see.
I'll have my.
Well, if you remember anything, let me know.
You know what?
Sure thing.
No, of course I'll come back. And so it was a pretty easy.
Okay? Try my homemade
Not only do I love,
guaranteed to make you
but I was just excited
I'll
to
drop by
be
later.
part of the continuation of. Yeah, right away.
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of remember that being one of the Kickstarter updates when it was still going. It was like 2 weeks in. They're like, "Surprise! Corey's coming back." So that would make sense.
From snow to rain.
That was a very happy
Did you
day.
see a black car?
Yeah.
A black
Yeah.
car?
Yeah, they
That day?
I think they gave me some sort of.
Well, we
It was
closed
some.
early
I
that
think
day.
they direct
I
messaged
see.
somewhere on Facebook
Wait a minute.
that got my
Now
current.
I remember. The car did drive through real fast. Really?
Yeah, it wouldn't be Shenmue without you, Corey.
But it drove off.
Well, thank you. I
towards the
appreciate
seafood
that.
shop. I see.
You know, it's like I said. I'm very happy to be a part of something that I really enjoy and that I love myself. So I'm very lucky.
Do you know anything about that black car?
Well, thank you, Corey.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us as well. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on
Yeah.
stream.
Seriously, thank you so much for having me.
No, it's a pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of your play.
You enjoy the rest of your. Have a great weekend as well. Have a great 4th of July as well, Corey.
Yeah, happy 4th of
All right.
July. That's right.
And all of you in the chat as well who are from America. Please have a great 4th of July. We're not ending the stream right now, but yeah.
No.
just letting, yeah. I know I made it sound like we're going away, but we're not just yet. We will soon.
Yeah,
though.
no. Anybody else who has a controller? But James, Adam says he does, and Imran. Do you have a controller? If anybody else wants to jump in, fire away. I'm pretty much.
Imran thought he was playing the
Right,
entire
Corey.
time. He was holding his controller like that, thinking he was playing.
I would plug my controller
All
in. It seems like
I'm
it's-
good-
Take care,
I'm
Corey.
good. See you, Corey.
Have a good one.
Bye, Corey. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm pretty good just to sit back now and watch someone else play Shenmue as I drink all my apple juice that I have.
Your apple juice. Right, excuse me while I go and fix all the cameras are all gone out of whack again, so give me a sec.
No, I'm still good. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I'm in the game.
I'm drinking my hand sanitizer.
Place me on the magazine shelf.
Wait,
I wonder if I
wait.
can actually move it.
There you go. You're like, you're an NPC. You're a non-playable character. Your dreams come true.
What would you like to buy, Rio? Would you like to buy a game for your Sega Saturn, which is hidden in your house way before it was invented? I can't move Rio over to talk to her because Eves is in OBS.
Sorry, give me a sec.
I want to move it over to talk to her, right?
Let me fix it.
Batteries, like the Sega batteries.
Yeah, Ibs, you never sent me any Sega batteries. I'm disappointed.
Wait, there are Sega batteries?
Yeah, Sega batteries.
I've not seen Sega batteries. What are these batteries you speak of?
They're literally there on the counter in the game.
I'm pretty sure they're not real.
Yeah.
I just made Pete disappear.
There's some.
I can never tell when you're serious or not, Adam. Sorry.
I'm skilled at sarcasm.
There's Peter. Hello, Peter. You're now in the store as well. Don't do that. Kevin does that all the time, and it annoys me.
There's some guy on YouTube that did like real life recreations of like the Jet Cola and all that stuff, which is really cool. Or the Bell Woods Cola, sorry.
I see.
And the Shenhua chocolates.
Right, I'll get to the bottom of this. Where is it? That's the one. There's James. He's back. Right. Okay. 1 second. You may resume.
What?
We'll try for a raffle, and then honestly, if anybody else wants to jump on and play, please do.
One thing that's quite interesting about the English dub for Shenmue is that it's kind of like a almost one-to-one translation of the Japanese dub, right? Which leads to some sentences that are amusing, right? And if you ever played in the Tomato convenience store, they'll be like, especially since you bought merchandise, is a very famous Shenmue quote. There's a website called Phantom Riverstone where he breaks down a lot of like those sentences and what they actually mean if translated. And it's really cool, so definitely check that out if you're ever curious about that stuff.
Yeah, Corey could have said this better, but I'll say it on his behalf. He basically said when it came to the script translation, they didn't want a cultural adaptation. They wanted a literal Japanese to English translation. He's like, the voice actors, all of us were kind of like, some of these sentences don't really make sense. And then they were just like, no, it's fine, just do it. So that's why you get some of those weirder lines.
I feel like in hindsight, it actually adds a bit to the charm of the game, definitely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Some of the most memorable stuff for casuals, if you will. I mean, we're all extreme nutcases, but casuals will remember the sailors thing and all that sort of great stuff. And anything that resonates emotionally, hey, with Shenmue, it's great.
Yeah.
Draw a ticket, please.
There's nothing better than going to actual Yokosuka, Japan, and finding the sailors, because it's where the Navy base is for the U.S., so there actually are
shocked
there.
when that happened. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't think that actually happened.
I've actually been to the American base. I've actually been on that side.
Oh, you went beyond where we went to then?
Oh yeah, I have a buddy in the military who was like, yeah, you can come over there. So
we were scared of going even outside it.
No. Well, I'm an American, so I'd be fine. But you just basically just go. Yeah. So, no. I've had him look into this. Like,
so when I say we, I mean me and Imran were very scared going up to a military base in Japan.
No. It's there's an entry area that's like American neutral soil.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, then you fill out paperwork, and then you have someone who's authorized to be there vouch for you. You do passport control like you would entering a country, and then boom, you're in the United States again.
That's pretty cool.
I remember that insane burger place we saw in.
Oh, yeah.
Like
it's Tsunami Burger, the one with that had the meme of the guy, like the big dude, who like was like eating his own head, like.
It's the one with the presidential themed burgers, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Switch ate there with Karen, and it was fantastic. I had the Donald Trump burger, which I felt really sick after because it was huge.
Well, yeah. To be fair, all the burgers there are ridiculously big, and the combos can be like insane.
Yeah. One other thing that I always recommend, since we're on the topic of Yokosuka, when last time I went, it was me, Phantom Riverstone, and a couple other people. We actually went on a cruise, and the cruise itself takes place in the same exact harbor that the game does. So you can kind of almost take the same route that Lon D did out of the harbor. because you pass by all the warehouses and stuff. It's funny too. Fun story about that. So the cruise itself is it's in Japanese and it's about World War II, right? Because you're by like the Navy bases and all that. They kind of go over the history. But us Shenmue fans were at the end of the boat not listening, and we were just pointing out stuff like, yo, that's where you do the chicken race, or like, yo, that's warehouse number 8. And everybody's just like, what are these people talking about?
All right, a question for the guys watching. What is the name of the move that Rio learns from Tom?
I assume you don't want us to answer this.
No, of course you.
Okay.
I could do the animation.
We wouldn't ask Shenmue super fans what the name of the movie is.
Double check. And I was asked, did Adam actually find sailors? Yes, which leads me to think Rio just really wasn't good at this because they're everywhere there. Like all times of the day. In fact, when Shenmue 3 came out, I was there the day Shenmue 3 came out, and I was doing like some promo photos. I actually saw one, and like Shenmue Instinct came up to me because I wanted him to like take a photo with me with the game, saying like, shit, I found sailors. But I actually opened by going, excuse me, and like Switch was a witness to that, and he was like, that was perfect. But the guy couldn't do it. He's like, yeah, when we're in uniform, we're not allowed to take photos.
Whenever we met, Mon, I was with Adam Scipione, the director of the documentary. And I think George and Joe Kitchen were there as well, a couple of others. Alex Manous from the community was there as well. And when we met a sailor, I just couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? He was dressed in the actual. He was an older gentleman, so he was dressed in the white. Is somebody else controlling that but me?
Nope.
I'm not controlling it.
Oh, is Imran controlling it?
Yeah, I think he's.
Oh, that's fine. That is fine by me. That was awesome.
Let's get sweaty.
Let's get sweaty. Let's get sweaty. He was an older gentleman, and he just had the uniform on, and he also this was just a Shenmue thing as well, in that he had the bike, which even the sheer mention of that word to a Shenmue fan, a bicycle, will like just make you think of the original images we had and things like that. Of like originally Rio was meant to go through Dubuita riding the bicycle, and I just kept on fixating on this bike because, and I don't know why. It was just because it was a certain shape, it was a certain style, like Japanese bikes are. And I was just sitting looking at going, I'm on Dubuita Street. I'm talking to a sailor, and he's got a bicycle. I mean, this just doesn't happen. How am I here? Do you know, that was the thing. It was like, how am I here? And it was one of those life moments where I kind of then looked at Adam and the guys I was with who are just as much Shenmue fans as we are. I was sitting going, I'm never going to be here again, so I need to just remember this moment, because I have a terrible memory. I just need to remember this moment and make this count. And as much as I love reminiscing and remembering stories, I get that little bit of sadness that, it's just, you'll never be able to go back to that moment, and you'll never be able to recreate that moment especially. And that's why I've been so thankful to the Shenmue franchise. For 20 years, we have had moments of lows and moments of highs.
Yeah.
And just to be appreciative of all those things, That's
sorry, Imran. I think your mic is muted. We can't hear you if you are talking.
Guys, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Hang on.
No worries. Take your time.
See, I love how emotional Peter's story was of going there. James, I know you have an emotional story of going there. The first time I was there was a complete accident. And I didn't realize I was even there until like afterwards, so I had a very different experience. To me, it was just more funny. Like I was out there, totally different reasons, and a buddy of mine was just like, "Oh yeah, this is where you're going." It's like Yokosuka. I'm going to Yokosuka.
This is my experience with women. I haven't got time to talk to you.
Yeah, no, it's.
I want to show the younger people watching. I'd like to show them this is what telephones used to look like.
Actually, in Japan, they still look like that.
They still.
I'm not kidding. That's not an insult. There are seriously phones that still look like that there.
Look, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's another thing you got to do if you go to Yokosuka. Find a payphone and take a photo in it.
Go down this way, and if I remember, there's a little road that comes off to the right here, so some more shops, and there's a cool guys with a cool bike. I want to show you guys the cool bike. Well, you guys know, but maybe the viewers don't know.
I always like the guy's haircut that runs the bike shop.
Yeah, this guy. He's a cool dude.
Got some real cool spiky hair, man.
Oh, it's you, Rio. I heard you had a hard time.
Yeah.
Are you okay
Yeah.
now?
Yes. I feel a lot better now.
Don't overdo it.
So he's really polite, and he's a biker. So therefore, these bikers might also be really cool. So let's talk to them. I wonder what's going to happen.
What you want? I want to
Yeah, shout out to I believe the bike shop's called Knocking Motorcycle Shop.
Why, you ain't nothing but some punk-ass schoolboy.
Is it?
Wow. Well, he was polite. I think I should leave.
I think what is it? There's a scene.
And at some point, well, I don't want to spoil it for people who've not played the game, but you're going to have to go up there at some point. But that's for you guys to discover when you play it.
If I remember correctly, the biker that you just
And this
spoke
is
to-
so. I think.
Oh, we lost your audio again.
Oh, am I still here?
Yeah, you're here now.
Oh, there we go. A lot of stuff is closed, but a lot of stuff will open during the evening. This is
right.
great. So if you've not played Shenmue, this is what you get to explore. As you can see, it's becoming the evening now, and as that happens, Funny Bear Burgers, which is a great name for any kind of business. We can talk to this chap, see what he might sell us.
Hi. What can I get for you? I have a question for you. Do you remember the day when the snow changed?
Yes, of course I remembered when the weather changed in that very specific way, which nobody else will ever start a conversation with. A black car? Yes, a black car.
Was it that day? It was.
He totally
This is
look
great.
at his face. He
love
totally
how
saw something.
sanitized it is as well, how friendly people are. Like, I want to live in this place.
Yeah.
NZ17 says that the moment that the street lights up is beautiful.
Yeah, the transitions are really good.
Yeah, when you get the cut, there'll be a cutscene shortly with when the street lights come on.
Shout out to the song "The Nightfall."
And the biggest tragedy of Shenmue really is how Ryo never gets with Nozomi over here, who blatantly fancies him.
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of girls like him, and he never picks up on any of it.
According to Shenmue Guide, Nozomi legitimately does love Ryo. She fell in love with him because when she moved from Canada to Japan, she was actually being bullied at Yokosuka High. And he actually defended her. Suka High. And he actually defended her. And since that moment, it was like, boom, love at first sight. That is how deep this game goes.
Corey said that they had, when they were like doing the voiceover, they'd included this like Bible of every character, and it has everything down to like every NPC's blood type. Like it's
That's
it's
so
insane the detail that Yu Suzuki went through, and you're like, I hope you have threads. That's why I'm saying like sometimes it's, you don't know if it's detail that Yu Suzuki put in or if it was a joke.
I mean, the last time I saw blood type in a character bio was Street Fighter 2, so that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty common.
There was on the Shenmue passport. There's a Sega sign up there for those who've not seen it. Let's get that in the shot.
Where's the Sega sign?
Nice little.
To James's point, do you want to go ahead? You were talking about the blood type. I'm sure you had it.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if you ever wanted to check that stuff out, there's a project called Super Pass where they recreate the Shenmue passport disc, and a lot of that information that was on the passport or in the strategy guide that is not in the games because obviously the online service isn't there anymore. You can still see it. That.
Oh, that's
On that Shenmue passport, one of the favorite things that I found on it. Oh, here's Megumi. And she's being followed by this very drunken man. So I better call him and talk to him.
He has one of my favorite voices in the game.
He's so polite.
So, fun fact about Shenmue, a lot of the NPCs, like you were saying, have their own story and stuff. And one thing I was going to mention before when you were at the Funny Bear Burgers, so the guy that's the baker in Dobuita Street, he has a daughter in the game, right? And she'll complain about his bread and be like, I like Funny Bear Burgers' bread better. And I always found that hilarious because, like, it really, like, goes to show how much Shenmue puts into its NPCs. They all just kind of have their own life and their own cycle and stuff.
There's an NPC on the harbor on the Shenmue passport on the Dreamcast version. Any NPC that you talk to, you have access to their data on the Dreamcast passport, if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah, there's Jennifer Aniston's red-headed sister over here. if I can follow her and talk to her.
I legit don't know the answer, so you can say anything, but anybody in chat want to have the go with the name of this NPC? She is American. She's one of the NPCs, the few NPCs that are American, a student studying in Japan, but I won't be able to remember her name.
Someone in the chat will know.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to say it.
And sorry, I was saying that before. There's an NPC on the harbor, and when you look at his details, he's actually a character from somewhere in the Arab world. And in his description is like, he's been sent to work in Japan so that his father, because his father wants him to learn hard work, but he doesn't like it when his employer encourages him to eat pork. And that made me laugh forever. Like, they had that level of detail in his background. He didn't like it when his employer encourages him to eat pork in Shenmue.
I would just love to sit in on the meetings they had at AM2 at the time where they just went over all this stuff.
Cool. Does somebody else want to take over?
I've had a full hour.
I don't have my controller plugged in.
I don't have a controller, so it's not me.
So.
You can go
All
full
right.
on PC
Okay.
and
I'll just
mouse
continue
and
running
keyboard.
around then.
Yeah, just keep playing. It's all good.
So at some point, for those who, you get to go out on the road there, and you're gonna have to get the bus one day. But that's not until you've done other bits in the game.
Specifically, talking to other people.
Also in chat, Skill Jim got it.
Yes.
Lydia Bennett. I wouldn't have got that, actually.
I love this constipated run that they've managed to program in. This is my favorite. Like, he's already had a partial accident, and he wants to get home with some dignity.
Our stream's getting rated by
It's like,
Megavisions right now.
Hey,
Hi,
Rio, let me talk to you. No, not right now. I got to go home and use the bathroom.
This is Shenmue.
Oh, Megavisions, welcome. Thank you for the raid.
Oh,
Thank
this
you
is
so
Honey-san,
much.
Tom's wife.
Honey-san,
Hi, Yo.
on the day of that incident, did you see a black car?
One thing I also love about the Shenmue games, specifically Shenmue 2, is that it's very much a time capsule, especially since Kowloon Walled City doesn't exist anymore. It's only a park now. And like Shenmue, alongside only really like a few other games, really showcased what Kowloon was like before it was knocked down, which I always thought was interesting.
Yeah, and I like how Shenmue, even though it's set in Yokosuka in the 1980s, is already more diverse than a lot of stuff that gets made now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shenmue is just this very interesting, like, it's like a showpiece that you could see being made in the modern day by how deep it is, but it was made in, like, not even 1999. Like, Shenmue was originally conceptualized in, like, I think the Man in the Peach Tree, I can't speak today. Sorry. The Man in the Peach Tree prototype was, for those who don't know, that's the original prototype that led to Virtual Fighter RPG and Project Berkeley and Shenmue.
So the
that was
version,
like 93, 94 that they started working on this.
Yes,
like,
a while before.
wow.
Yeah.
That is like mind-blowing, you know?
Yeah, there was some stage of development on this game back in the Genesis or Mega Drive era.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I
Goes
mean,
back
if
that
it's
far.
93, that's what they were working on.
True. Yeah. And that doesn't even account for when Yu Suzuki
Pay attention
was
to this,
probably-
kids. Rio doesn't litter. He throws his rubbish away in the bin, which is what we should all do.
Yeah. Well, actually,
hang on. Let me translate that for Americans. Put trash in the garbage can.
one thing I didn't understand about Shenmue that made sense to me when I finally visit Japan. For those who don't know, I was working in Tokyo for a while, and then I also went on a trip there as well. So one thing I didn't realize is, why does Rio just throw out the can immediately? It turns out that in Japan, that's just how it is. Like, there's not many trash cans around Tokyo, at least. So there's a lot of trash cans connected to the vending machines themselves.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, there is a cultural thing where it's kind of like a. It's not that it's unacceptable, but it's just kind of like the thing you don't want to do is
frowned
walk
upon.
around.
Yeah.
Impolite, yeah.
Yeah, so around, he's absolutely right. Around Japan, the people just drink near the vending machines because finding public trash cans is almost impossible because I guess the private areas are forced to pay for that. And secondly, I guess walking and drinking is considered like gross, like almost like just farting or taking a dump in the street or something. It's seen as like really just, wow, that's garish. Why would you do that? Yeah, so they take it really seriously too. And Yokosuka's the worst because it's got so many Americans in it, and we're not used to that at all.
Yeah.
So there's all these trash cans that have like poorly translated English on them that say like, "No trash goes here, MFer. We mean serious business." B word. I took photos of it because it's hilarious.
Oh, Adam, you talk about this as well. NZ17 says, "Wow, the loading screens in Shenmue are so much faster than the Dreamcast." Remember we spoke about this a while ago, how long they were on the Dreamcast. And the sound that just the sound that your Dreamcast made when loading as well. It sounded like it was dying. Just how fast it was reading the disc.
Yeah, it was like almost having a heart attack every time it tried to read or load something in this game. But yeah, now it's like nothing.
Seconds.
I know we're playing this on a PC, but I just I put an SSD into my Xbox One X, and so I tried loading Shenmue with that, and it's just like, okay, no load times. That's not a thing anymore. Just instantaneous. It's so bizarre.
Oh, you know what? Give a shout out to Mr. Mario as well. He deserves a shout out.
Oh hell yeah! What up, Mr. Mario? Woo! Yeah, he did the installation for me.
So Mr. Mario is a YouTuber. He does loads of technical wizardry with consoles and firmware updates. He does some of the naughty stuff like hacking as well, but that's not what we watch him for. We watch him for all the guides on how to do mods and stuff for consoles, which is really awesome.
He's a genuinely amazing person too. I love him.
I love how atmospheric it is. It's just I still believe that it's a real world.
I'm getting lost in the music. The music is just so chilling.
Yeah.
As in chilling out to, not chilling as in scary.
See if we can. I mean, no one's going to be. Well, they will be in, but they're not going to let me in.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that Shenmue 2 vinyl. I want that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I find it amusing as well that the tracks that everybody always says are so like drawing in are also called free, FREE, which kind of falls in line with the game design as well, which is cool. So like when you first run through Dobuita, I believe it's 301 is the first track that plays, and it's always so like enveloping when you first walk out into Yamanote.
In regards to what Imran was saying, still to this day, even over 20, is it 20 years now? It is going to be 20 years, over 20 years.
Yeah.
The ultimate Shenmue experience I've wanted just from even first playing this game is just to put on the headphones, put on the VR, and just have an absolute Shenmue, like to walk around Shenmue Dobuita now, to walk around that entire game, and just to do exactly what Imran just did there by looking up at the sky, or looking at the detail on the telephone wires, and just the little thing, like to actually go and live in that game for a small period of time. It would be the ultimate version of escapism.
Yeah, I would never come back to reality.
Yeah.
Sorry, there is no. Just to clear that up, there is no Shenmue VR. Okay, so don't ask for Shenmue VR.
Well,
I mean, you can.
Oh,
we made it happen now.
Technically, you can play the game with a PSVR, but but there is no there's no VR version.
You're half right.
These flashbacks used to get me every time. There's so memories of him when he was a kid.
Shenmue fans love the hashtag.
Yeah. Sorry, Adam, what was that? I'm half right about it.
I was just saying, you're half right. The VR experience is going to Yokosuka and seeing it for yourself.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's true.
I think every one of us on the stream here has been there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been there 3 times now.
I would have been to Hong Kong already, but sadly, some things got in the way of that. But I can't wait to visit that. I'll continue the Shenmue pilgrimage. Hong Kong and Guilin, that's next. And then I think Joe's in the chat, but correct me if I'm wrong. The town that Niawu is based off of is Feng Shuan, if I remember correctly.
Feng Shui, like move something?
No, it's like Feng something. I forget what the word.
Joking.
Over
the head. My bad.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Adam said before he's the master of sarcasm, and I'm the master of not understanding sarcasm.
So you can understand our conversation and get confusing.
I think he hates me half the time we talk.
Nah. Now, was I being serious or not?
Oh, no, you got me again.
Get your shoes back on.
You know, you talk about like a VR experience of Shenmue. I was telling my friend before, like nothing would ever be more like visually and like emotionally satisfying than just being able to sit outside Shenhua's house in VR, like on the
Take it all in, yeah.
Transition out and had the Shenmue tree in front. I can't even describe how. Just thinking about that is like, whew.
Yeah, even being so like I don't want to say old, you know, but they're not games that have come out recently. They're re-releases for a start. If there's one thing that I've said a million times, I just love of all the multitude of things that Yu Suzuki and his team at AM2 did with these games is I've never to this day seen such like I don't even want to say detailed because it isn't detailed, but the texture work. There's just something about how this game looks, how it feels. The walls right now in the Hazuki residence, the tatami mats, the plates, the wood, even the wood and grain. And I know there's a million and one games out there, especially modern day gaming, that can make things look as photorealistic as they can. There's just something that I will never be able to describe about the original 1 and 2's texture work. I just adore them that much.
Yeah, there's definitely something like mysterious about it. Like you just can't quite place your finger on it.
Yeah.
I would also say that the way the controls adds to that a lot because I feel like you gain a perspective on the spatial awareness while you're playing it, and I feel that adds to like just how it looks as well, which is kind of like a weird concept because you're mixing like how it feels and how it looks. But I think those two combined give Shenmue a very kind of unique kind of feeling and look to it.
Yeah, and for anybody that ever says it's even a product of its time and things like that, and you'll never be able to replicate that again. For all the criticisms that Shenmue 3 received, I cannot argue that to any point whatsoever. That game looks somehow, some way, that game looks like these original games, but as a modern day game. He somehow, some way, I don't know how to pull that off with modern day hardware as well. He just made it happen.
That's the magic of Yu Suzuki, though, right? He's a magician.
That is his signature, his stamp that a great game developer gets his name from. He just makes these games look great. He just gives a sense of a game player, just that you're in this world and you can just like the way Ryo now is walking down the corridor. You see the glow off them lights, the way the doors slide and things like that. I have no idea how to describe it. Otherwise, that's just the way it is. You know.
Yeah. There's just something like almost supernatural about it. And you brought up Yu Suzuki. One thing I would love to give him credit for is the fact that he didn't make a Shenmue game for like 15 years, right? And they started developing Shenmue 3. Yet he was able to like kind of recreate that atmosphere as well. So that just goes to show just how awesome he is.
Found a mysterious key. Wonder what that's all about.
So, Rock Pogor, I hope I pronounced that right, said, I remember when I played Shenmue for the first time on the Dreamcast in 1999, the feeling was just amazing. Like I would go into a new world dimension. It felt so amazing.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself. That is the key to just, going back to what Adam said earlier on. He does not get enough credit for this at all. But again, Yu Suzuki essentially wrote the blueprint for open world games. He's been publicly accredited by the likes of the Hauser brothers, CD Projekt Red. You know, these guys have just openly said, "Here's this guy who started all this." It's not open. It's not even for debate. You know, this was back in 1999.
Yeah.
This came out. And it's very easy to be flippant today and by looking at that going, I don't want to play that old game. But you have to understand the historical context behind this game. That no one even came close to this back then. No one. And it still stands up today. You can argue that, okay, that's fair enough. But in my personal opinion, this easily stands up today.
Yep, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
I guess, like, his standing ovation at E3 when Shenmue 3 was announced just says it all, like just how respected that guy is.
There we go. The only toilet I think in the game, even though there's no shower in the house, so I don't know what's going on in the Hazuki household, but they're staying immaculately hygienic every day. Got to go to bed.
There's no light in there?
I don't know, man. Ryo never changed his clothes until the third game.
Yeah, and then in the third game, all he's doing is eating giant garlic cloves all day.
In my mind,
he's gotta wreak something fierce.
in my mind, when you have to chase Jimmy down the side road in Dobuita, he's only running because Rio smells really bad.
Actually,
when he gets to the door, he's like, ugh! It's him going, oh my god!
that would explain why he's such a good fighter. He's not really that good. It's just he automatically has an advantage because everybody's like naturally weakened around him.
That's why Fukusan right now won't turn his head to look at him. He doesn't want to smell it.
He's had a secret garlic fetish from when he was like 12. He
Sorry,
never even told me about it.
someone whose name is too dark to read on the dark black background, so I can't read your name, but it says, I actually played Shenmue 2 first on the Xbox, bought it in Electronics Boutique. Oh my god, from those in the UK, do you remember Electronics Boutique? Wow,
Yep.
that's old.
Yeah. Oh my god!
By chance, when the box art
that comments from the Ravens. So
The Ravens,
yeah, there you go. That's why I don't use dark mode.
Dark mode on Twitch. I need to get rid of it.
I don't think I have dark
So
mode.
that reminds me of a something that I find amazing is how Adam pronounces some UK stores. What was that retailer in the UK, Adam, that you mentioned earlier?
Argos.
How did you pronounce Argos? That's amazing. So we have a retailer. Those of you who don't live in the UK, we have a retailer called Argos, which is how we pronounce it. But just hearing an American say Argos, it just sounds so. Oh, so like epic.
Hey, but here's the thing. My argument is, did you see the movie Argo? There you go.
Yeah.
How was it pronounced?
Argos.
Argos. Yeah, I would say Argos.
Whereas like the way Adam pronounces it sounds like a boss in God of War or something. Like
Argos, the leader of the dark side.
Although my mum
That's
says Argus
pretty
actually.
much the end of like the first day of Shenmue
Shenmue
1. As you can see, it's pretty much a real world. I'm just, I'm interested in those who are watching this who have never played Shenmue, have never heard of Shenmue, and are likely to perhaps now want to be as excited about it as we are after watching us. So if you are, please type in and tell us what it's about. And remember, you can get it now up to 75% off, depending on where you live.
Yep, and also if you don't have a PC to game on, it's also available on Xbox One and PS4 as well. Unfortunately, they're not on sale at the moment, but you should be able to get it pretty cheap because it's been out since August 2018, so you should still be able to pick it up from some retailers quite cheap. But if you don't have a PC, you can play it on that platform. But yeah, if you've got a PC and you haven't got Shenmue, the Steam Summer Sale is currently running. We've got a whole bunch of Sega games, including a whole bunch from the Sonic franchise. Definitely worth giving a shout out to Sonic Generations, which is 75p or 99 cents or €1, which is insane. That's too cheap to miss that one. We've also got other games. We've got the Yakuza franchise. We've got Football Manager 2020. We've also got Company of Heroes and Total War, both the historical and fantasy franchises from Total War. So check out the Steam page. It's linked in the chat right now for the Steam Summer Sale or for Shenmue 1 and 2. And for Shenmue 1 and 2, it's both games, 1 and 2. They were faithfully recreated or reported over to modern generation by the team at D3T, who did an amazing job of putting it together. And just to point out how hard D3T worked on porting this, the original game, again, just due to Yu Suzuki's wisdom and how much of a genius he was, interpreting his code to try and port it was a very difficult job. It's not easy. For example, the game was in... the Dreamcast didn't have widescreen, it was 4:3. They ported the entire game over to 16:9. Granted, the cutscenes, because the cutscenes were made specifically for 4:3, those were difficult to change to 16:9, but the actual game, as you can see, is in 16:9. And for the purists, you can actually go into the options and make the game appear like it did in the original Dreamcast version, which is really cool. But yeah, I think, is that all we got time for, guys? I think you've got a couple of you got commitments. And what is that Adam's got in front of him?
I'm just holding Xbox One and PS4.
Ah, yes. So Adam is proving that the games are available on... So just in case I was lying, he's proven that they are available on Xbox One and PS4.
This is not an elaborate hoax.
No, he didn't make a fake box and print them just before the stream. But I want to seriously. All right. Firstly, I want to thank Corey for taking his time out for joining us. I didn't expect him to join the stream that abruptly. That was amazing. And I want to thank each and every one of these guys here as well for joining us, for taking the time out of their day. It's the evening for Imran, myself, and for Pete, and it's afternoon for Adam and James, who are in North America. Again, this game has brought people from all over the world together, and if you want to see why and you haven't played it before, grab the game. It's amazing. And I just realized I made a typo on the Shenmue 1. It's Shenmue ! Oh, so please forgive me on that one.
No,
guys,
you're just really excited about the first one.
I was so excited that when I pressed 1, I actually held shift down and pressed 1. So there you go. Adam, where can people find you other than,
You can just find my name. You can see it written right there. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, my YouTube channel. It's all Adam Koralik everywhere.
And James, where can people find you other than coding Linux all day long?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter. My handle is Shengor86, which you see above my camera here. I'm on YouTube, which my name is just my name, James Reiner. And then you'll find me kind of moving around the communities a bit on Facebook and on ShenmueDojo.com. On Facebook, Shenmue 500K, Shenmue Dojo, Phantom Riverstone, all of the different groups.
Everywhere Shenmue is, you'll find him, basically, is what
Pretty
you're saying.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
And Imran, where can we find you? And where can we watch some of your
you can
amazing
find me all
content?
over the internet, and when the comedy clubs open up again, which hopefully will be at some point soon, you can see me there as well. So follow me on Twitter and on YouTube, Imran Yusuf or Imran Yusuf Comedy. Follow me there, and please say hello. And for those, just wanted to reiterate again, if you've not played Shenmue, if you don't own it, if you don't know anything about it, please get it. Just look at what's happened today, where people from different walks of life, from different parts of the world have been brought together because of this game, and we love it equally in exactly the same way because it inspired us with the same magic. And we all went to visit Dobuita Street in Yokosuka, in Japan, in the real world, because that's how immersive this game was, is that we had to get out of the game and go into the real world where it was based. So please play Shenmue and love it the way we love it, and you'll see what it's all about.
And finally, last but not least, Peter from Shenmue Dojo. Where can people find Shenmue Dojo?
Yep, .com at the end of it. Go figure. Yes, so ShenmueDojo.com, of course, we're on the usuals, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Just typing in Shenmue Dojo is going to take you right to us. And again, we're just one website that is part of a larger Shenmue community. We have the likes of Adam and Stream, who's obviously got his own channel. James is part of our community as a whole. Like he's already explained, there's quite a few of them from 500k, Shenmue Master, Shenmue Forever, Phantom Riverstone. There's so many of the Shenmue outlets in different languages as well. Like the guys were talking about how universal this place is. If you're a fan of Shenmue in French, German, Japanese, Chinese, it's going to be tailored in your language. So if you just do a quick search, you're going to come across those. But just to follow up what Imran said, you've been giving us a lot of thanks. I'd like also to thank Sega as well for, there's so many reasons to thank Sega in terms of, particularly you guys at Sega Europe, because this isn't just a retrospective that we're just on here playing a couple of games from years ago and having a few laughs. This is still an ongoing saga, a very much alive franchise. We just had Shenmue 3, which was developed at WiseNet with the license from Sega, and we're hopefully moving on to Shenmue 4, all being well, fingers crossed. So this is still a very much a live franchise and a live community, and Sega, you guys yourselves, are helping that by, you just had the release on the Sega shop of Shenmue merchandise, t-shirts and things like that. And we also have, like Adam mentioned earlier, the Shenmue 2 vinyl, which is going to be a hot item as well. So
definitely check out Data Discs. Definitely, Data Discs released the Shenmue 1 soundtrack in a beautiful blue vinyl as well. It was beautiful. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. Carry on, Peter. Sorry.
No, that was it. That was more or less coming to the end of it. Just giving thanks to Sega as well for all you're doing to your end. Like I said, this isn't a dead franchise that we're just reminiscing and having a few laughs about.
No, and it's,
for a while, but we're going for it again.
Yeah,
so we are.
And as you said, late last year, Shenmue 3 was released as well. Deep Silver, our friends at Deep Silver published it, and the game continues the story, and you should definitely check it out as well. And finally, I want to thank some of my colleagues who have been in the chat supporting this stream as well. Thank you, Marta. Thank you, Shah. I think, James, you said you wanted to give a shout out to some of your admins as well.
Oh yeah, me and Peter covered the community name.
Oh, you covered it. Okay, cool.
I saw Elliot there, so hi, Elliot.
Elliot, I thought I banned him.
Yeah, I thought you got to do that again.
No, I can't do that. Sorry, Elliot is our head of our video team at Sega Europe. He is a wizard when it comes to video. Him and his entire, he's got a team of video editors, video producers who are just incredible. Any Sega video content you see go out most likely is made by them, and they're geniuses. So big shout out to them, and thank you all. There's 108 of you in the chat right now. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for those of you who are part of the Shenmue community who joined for that. Or those of you who are new to us, definitely give us a follow. We'll be streaming more regularly now. And again, I want to thank all of you guys who took the time out to join us for this stream. It's an amazing occasion. And again, thanks to Corey for joining us, the voice of Ryo Hazuki, who took out time in his afternoon to join the stream, abruptly ruining all the cameras. But we won't hold it against him. Okay, that's all the time we got. That's all we got time for today. We'll be back on Monday again with our Mega Drive Monday stream, and I believe Shah, Marta, and Marilia are going to be doing their stream of Bayonetta, because they haven't continued since the train station where they destroyed all the. They got up to the train station, destroyed all the benches, and that's as far as they've got. So we'll continue with that stream.
Bayonetta.
Until then, guys, thanks again for joining. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Thank you very much.